There we go. All right. People are saying tear slop. The people are asking for tear slop. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We'll start off with tear slop. All right. But if you're voting for tear slop, you need to leave a like on the stream right now. Also, where's my water? I'm so dehydrated right now. Okay. So, here's the thing with this format. We have to keep in mind that you are limited to a few combinations. So Regulation J isn't, you can use 2 restricteds and then whatever, was it 2 restricteds and then whatever like mythicals you want. It's actually like you can use 2 restricteds and no mythicals, 1 restricted and 1 mythical, or no restricteds and 2 mythicals. That's what it is. Congrats on the Battle Dex challenge being expanded. You now have 4 months to make Bound, Hoopa, Fione, and Shaman land work. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Anyways, let's begin. Oh, what I was saying is, with that in mind, we'll be ignoring that limitation for this ranking because, all things considered, well, actually, no, we'll keep that limitation in mind. I was thinking, like, do we rank them like in regards to other mythicals, or do we rank them as Pokemon overall in this format? I think it makes more sense to rank them as Pokemon overall in this format, because if you don't rank them within the format, what good is it, you know? So, this is an early tier list. Bear in mind, as this is not a format that we'll be playing in tournaments, this is probably the most useless tier list I will have put out yet. But yeah. So, also, like, we won't find out what's meta until, like, maybe a week from now. So, let's begin with Mew. Now, Mew is interesting because we have to find out what Mew pairs with before we can give it, like, a really good ranking. But Mew itself is interesting because it can learn every TM move. This means that it has, like, Snarl. This means that it has Tailwind. This means that it has Trick Room. It's sort of like a bulkier Smeargle Light in that instead of learning every move ever, it's every TM move. So with that in mind, I struggle to think about what Mew would even really want to do in this format. I would imagine Mew would probably just be another Expanding Force user. Probably Calm Mind, Expanding Force, Trick Room, I don't know, Dark Pulse, Snarl, whatever your coverage move is. Whatever you need for perfect coverage, because Mew can run whatever it wants. Actually, Draining Kiss would probably make the most sense, like Terra Fairy. Leftovers, I would imagine. Synchronize. Probably more like a bulky set. You know, base 100s across the board is pretty nice, but it does struggle into like Calyrex Shadow, so maybe Terra Dark wouldn't be a bad option. That being said, I don't know what else Mew would do. Mew's an interesting Pokemon. It can technically do like the most of any Pokemon. You could do Swords Dance, you could do Coaching, you could do whatever you want with it, and that's why Mew is the most difficult one to rank. Let me do this. Let me make it a box instead. That way we don't run out of space. Regulation J. All right. This is the hard one. You could run Mew and Mewtwo and have 2 bad Pokemon. Mew does get like knockoff in Meteor Beam, and it gets Nasty Plot. I struggle to realize what it would do. Extreme Killer, Terranormal, Arceus, my beloved. Yeah, Ashen. That's probably gonna be S tier. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm really struggling to figure out what Mew would even want to do in this format. I think that, like, if Mew were allowed and it wasn't taking up a restricted slot, Mew would actually be pretty good. But the issue is that it is taking up a restricted slot, so I can only really put it at C. It's like super duper average. It might even be D. Like, you just don't get anything done with it. This channel is partnered with GamerSupps. If you want to support my work and get great tasting drinks, you can order GamerSupps through my link in the description down below, or with code MoxieBoosted at checkout for 10% off. GamerSupps is a caffeinated product that I recommend only to my 18+ viewers, but my link will send you to their caffeine-free product section just in case. Every product purchased through my link supports my channel financially, so I'd really appreciate the support. Now back to the video. Celebi I don't believe is in this game. Yeah, so we skipped Celebi, but Jirachi Jirachi is in this game. Now Jirachi can it do the thing? It can't do the thing. It doesn't have a rock slide, so it's stuck with Iron Head. It does have Blizzard. No, it doesn't. It has Ice Beam, Ice Punch. This is the hard part. What does Jirachi do also? That's the thing with a lot of these mythicals, is that they're not all really created equal, are they? Some of them just kind of suck. Some of them are just kind of bad. Jirachi does have Serene Grace and Iron Head and base 100 speed, so maybe it's like a Scarf user. I am not using Mew over Lunala or Magearna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Mew's like kind of bad. I mean, Jirachi could Iron Head things, and you have a 60% chance to flinch, but that's like just Togekiss stuff, and we know Togekiss was like strong, but it wasn't broken. Does it get Meteor Beam? Does get Meteor Beam. Ah, man, we're really hitting the wall on like psychic mythicals here, aren't we? Like, there's not much that they do that other Pokemon can't do. It gets Gravity. That could be kind of cool for like Groudon stuff, but it has a bad Calyrex Shadow matchup. It has a bad Incineroar matchup. It just does nothing to Incineroar. I mean, like, I can't give it anything higher than D. Probably lower than Mew. Yeah, I might even move Mew down to D, but like, we don't know what Mew can do. There's like no limit on its potential. So Deoxys, and we have to look at all the Deoxys forms. So we're gonna start off with base Deoxys. Base Deoxys is interesting. Let me think. So it has 150 attack, 150 special attack, 150 speed, and that with the 50 defenses, it's interesting because it is among the fastest Pokemon in the format. Like, it's speed tying with Calyrex Shadow, which in a way puts it in direct contention with it, you know? And if you're in direct contention with Calyrex Shadow, that could be a little problematic, especially if you don't synergize well with Calyrex Shadow or even have a good matchup into it. So it's kind of awkward. It's kind of Akko Taco, I can't lie. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I would argue that if I had to pick between Deoxys attack and Deoxys speed, or not Deoxys speed, and base Deoxys, I'm actually leaning more towards base Deoxys. And here's why. You already have 150 special attack. That's like almost on par with Calyrex Shadow. And I know that like 180 is a lot, and that makes that expanding force like super strong, but I feel like you get more out of the extra HP defense and special defense than you get out of the special attack. Like, you are so frail that you are not taking a hit from anything. You are frailer than Kartana, and you need Psychic Terrain to live a hit. So I think that with that in mind, since these things have the same speed, it's actually probably worth running just base Deoxys. Let's actually take a look at this. Let's do some calcs. Let's do some calcs, because what's going to matter is if it's picking up the same KOs. It's literally just if it picks up the same KOs. Please tell me this will be a video. This will be a video on the second channel. All right, so Deoxys. Let me do this. Let me make this set real quick. So we're going to do this. We're going to do... Because it's like usual set's probably going to be like Expanding Force and like Dark Pulse and stuff, right? Expanding Force, Dark Pulse, Protect. It probably gets Meteor Beam. Let's go with that. Meteor Beam, and we'll give it the Power Herb, whatever. Timid. We'll do the exact same for this guy. Power Herb. Expanding Force, Dark Pulse, Protect, Meteor Beam. And we'll see like just how different the KOs are. Let me put this in there. Save. Save. Okay, let's take a look. So, important Pokemon you want to KO with this. Let's go with, I don't know. What's an important one? Miraidon. We'll go with Miraidon. Specs Miraidon, because you outspeed it. If you're in Psychic Terrain, Expanding Force. It's Terra Psychic. Let's give it a Life Orb, actually, instead. We'll calc for Life Orb, because that's, like, the big one. Psychic Terrain, Terra Psychic, Expanding Force. That's doing 93 to 110. So it's not quite a KO on, like, slightly bulkier Miraidon. If it were, like, 4 HP Miraidon with, like, no defense and no special defense, then it's a roll. And if your Deoxys attack, I guess here's like the new value judgment we have to make. So let's do the same thing. Let's give it a Life Orb. Let's give it Terra Psychic. Okay, Expanding Force is now one-shotting, so that's actually pretty huge. So with that in mind, that means that you can turn down this special attack quite a bit and get like a similar amount of value. And then we can kind of Kartana this thing. And by Kartana this thing, I mean like make it so it actually lives hits. I don't know. I guess here, because like what is Kartana's bulk? Let me see if that's even possible to Kartana this thing. Because Kartana has good physical defense. 59, 130, 131. Yeah, this thing is... Kartana's more specially bulky than Deoxys. That's actually like super funny. So I guess... let me see. So if you're 52 special attack and you still pick up that KO with a Timid Nature, then that means that you can put like 200 into your HP. That's 126 HP on base Deoxys, and that's 151 HP. But you have 40 defense here, and you have 70 defense here. So, I guess if you can maybe get it to live something, then yeah, it's kind of an interesting toss-up. I think I'm gonna put them equal, but like Deoxys attack, I don't know if I trust it. Can you KO with like a Focus Sash? Like that's the big one. If you can Focus Sash KO, then yeah, it's worth it. No, you don't one-shot Miraidon with a Focus Sash, even if you Terra Psychic. That's... I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say that they're both probably B tier. I'm gonna put them there. I don't know if they're A tier because, like, you're choosing to run this on a Psy Spam team, and you're never running it on anything that's not Psy Spam. It doesn't have, like, the same flexibility as, like, other restricted, so... I'm gonna put them B tier. Yeah, I don't know if I can put them any higher. All right, the other Deoxys. So we have Deoxys Speed. And we have Deoxys Defense. I'm going to throw it out there. Deoxys Defense is not useful at all. Like, yeah, it's got Trick Room, right? Not Trick. Trick Room. Does it have Toxic? Does not have Toxic anymore. Does it have Knockoff? It has Knockoff. That's kind of cool. It has Extreme Speed. That's kind of cool. That's it. What do? You're a Trick Room user. I guess you have Gravity. That's kind of interesting. Like, it's not bringing the value to a team that you would really want from a mythical. I'm going to go ahead and throw this guy in D tier, probably just below Jirachi. And as far as Deoxys Speed goes, 95 attack's pretty bad. This sort of Pokemon is like a Regieleki type deal where it needs to have like good damage output and some kind of support option, and it doesn't have Electro Web. It has Icy Wind, which I guess is pretty good. Like that's an interesting option, but you have to keep in mind that like you're using this as a restricted slot, and it would be a support Pokemon. So like once again, like it's gonna go ahead and be like here. I think just above that. It's not worth it. Next we have Manaphy. Manaphy, and you know what? Some people are going to hate me for this one. I don't think Manaphy is going to be that good. I don't think Manaphy is going to be that good at all, actually. Manaphy. It has hundreds across the board. It has Tail Glow. You can Tail Glow, protect Muddy Water. It doesn't get Muddy Water. It doesn't get Muddy Water. That's pretty bad, actually. I think if you don't have Muddy Water, you have to run Surf, which is not good. It does get Scald, so I guess you would do, like, Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam. And you would do your best to, like, bulk it out. It's probably, like, Leftovers. Or, like, max HP. I could even see it being like on like a soft Trick Room team, right? So Tail Glow, Scald, Dazzling Gleam, Protect. Swap stat changes with target. That could be cool for like a gimmick, right? Like if your Manaphy's about to go down, you could swap its special attack onto like a Calyrex Shadow or something, but stored power isn't super useful for it either. Here's the thing about this format is since the restricteds and the mythical share a slot, it's hard to justify using any mythicals except for a small amount. So let me see something. So if Manaphy can eat like Calyrex hits, I think it could be worth it, right? So Calyrex Shadow. I know for a fact it can eat Calyrex Ice, right? Like Calyrex Ice just bounces off this thing. Right, like 252. Glacial Lance does nothing. Let's give it +3 special attack because we want to calc that way. Give it Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy. Do you get Draining Kiss? It doesn't get Draining Kiss. Okay, Dazzling Gleam it is. Dazzling Gleam, Scald. So +3 Scald with no investment into a... Go with 4 here. Into like a max HP Calyrex Ice Rider. What if you're modest? Scald not KOing at +3 is actually pretty concerning to me. Like, why would you do that? 60% at +3 is kind of... Eesh. You know, I get it's Calyrex Ice Rider and it's like stupid, but... Whoa. Alarm went off. I get it's Calyrex Ice Rider and it's like stupid, right? But this is not incredible. You could obviously KO like, I don't know, Incineroar with this thing. That's interesting. Terra +3 Dazzling Gleam, not much. I guess it's pretty easy to get up to +6. And at +6, you deal some pretty significant damage. I suppose this isn't the worst one of them. You know, like if you're doing that much, like how much does Incineroar take from this, right? Let's go like a Careful Nature. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, like you can one-shot Incineroar. I was more thinking like with the stab on the Terra Fairy, like if you get like the spread move KO. I suppose it's not terrible. I'm gonna go ahead and put it at like a... I'm gonna put it like a low B tier, and I think I might move the Deoxys's up to A. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. If I'm putting Manaphy at B, Deoxys is like A, right? Because it's just, you're using it to use it at that point. It's just not incredible. Okay. Darkrai. Darkrai's interesting. Darkrai's super interesting. It has Bad Dreams, and it does have access to Dark Void. Dark Void, though, is super inaccurate. It's literally 50-50. And the chances of hitting both of your opponents are 50% of 50, because you have to, you know, twice in the same turn. That's 25% chance to hit both targets. If you have Gravity, which is what I've been advocating for, if you want to try to use this thing, you have to Gravity. I don't know. Let me see. Let's what's the calc on Gravity? How much does Gravity help it? Let me check. Gravity, Pokemon accuracy modifier. 1.67, so 50 times 1.67 obviously isn't going to be 100 or even close to 100, but it should help out quite a bit. So 50 times 1.67 is going to be 1.67. 83 accuracy, you're basically back to base Dark Void. You're back to base Dark Void before it was nerfed. Is that worth it? Not really, but it could be interesting. And like, here's the thing. Not only are you throwing out a Dark Void, which has a chance to sleep the Pokemon, and like the odds are you're going to sleep at least one of the Pokemon. Like you're throwing out 2 Dark Voids. That's not bad, because you also break Focus Sash and deal some pretty significant damage due to Bad Dreams. Like 1/8 of their health at the end of each turn is a lot of damage. If they get max sleep turns, they lose 3/8 of their health, which is nearly half their health, right? Literally just passively losing half your... It's like a Salt Cure. So that's not terrible. And I mean, like, I think that if you were to run Darkrai, it would probably have a couple of sets. I think that like Scarf Dark Void isn't the worst because it's just like gambling, but like you would put like Dark Void on it, but you'd probably mostly be clicking like Snarl, Dark Pulse. Sorry, Snarl, Dark Pulse, and like, I don't know, Icy Wind wouldn't be terrible. It's more like a support set. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, like Snarl, Icy Wind, Dark Pulse. You could even drop the Snarl if you're running Icy Wind, I guess. Like your last move would probably be some kind of coverage option, like Sludge Bomb to hit like Rillabooms or something like that. Shadow Ball is not terrible for sniping Calyrex Shadow, but you also have Dark, so like who cares? Like you don't really need it. For like Incineroar, I suppose like Focus Blast or like Aura Sphere. I don't think it gets Aura Sphere, but probably Sludge Bomb's your safest bet. Yeah, you get to hit Rillaboom. Modest Scarf, you hit like a really high speed tier. You're going to be outpaced by Fluttermane with like Sun Up, so that's something to keep in mind. But it's not the worst. I think that Darkrai has potential, but it's a lot of risk, and it would be a very particular team since it's taking up a restricted slot. I'll put it at B tier, just below the Deoxys, because Deoxys, they have immediate value. They're fast. They're as fast as Calyrex Shadow. Deoxys takes like a few turns to like get going, so, or it takes like some work to get it going, not a few turns per se. Doesn't Deoxys speed outspeed and one-shot Calyrex Shadow Rider? Yeah, but it would require you to run Deoxys speed, and Deoxys speed doesn't actually hit that hard. So here's the thing, you have to keep in mind, right? Here's the thing that a lot of people are not keeping in mind. Oh yeah, Miraidon does hard counter Darkrai, so you have to keep that in mind as well. These are not extra Pokemon. It's not I'm running Calyrex Shadow, Zamazenta, and a Deoxys. No. It's I'm running Deoxys, and that's one of my two. That's why Deoxys speed just isn't worth it. Because you're like using a support Pokemon as your restricted. Why not just run... Well, at that point, just run Fluttermane. Just run Boost Your Energy Fluttermane. It's free. Literally costs nothing. You know? It's just not worth it. Deoxys speed's super bad. Shaman. What do you even do, little guy? I guess Shaman would be like Seed Flare. 85 accuracy is pretty bad. You get Leech Seed. I suppose it's like sub-Leech Seed stuff. You get Tailwind. You do get Tailwind, and you're not a flying type, so that's like a weird niche. It's just not worth it. It's a pure grass type. Rillaboom is literally better than this. Like, I know they're not like anything similar, but like if I had to choose between running a Shaman or a Rillaboom on my team, I would take Rillaboom every time. So if you're a restricted and someone would choose a Rillaboom over you, you're probably F tier. It's not very good. Now the other one, Shaman Sky. There is a case to be made for Shaman Sky. Shaman Sky has 127 base speed, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. That's not bad. Also, if you guys are watching the stream, make sure you leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Seed Flare off of Serene Grace. That means that you have a... that means that you have a freaking 80% chance to lower your target's special defense, which is pretty good. I mean, like, you get to combo into faster Pokemon, so I guess you could do, like, Scarf Shaman Sky, Seed Flare something, and then probably Calyrex Shadow, like Astral Barrage. Like, that's what I would imagine is the duo there. You also have, like, Super Flinches on Air Slash, which is pretty cool. It does get Encore, I'm pretty sure. No, it doesn't. All right, that's sad. What else do you get? Is that it? Is that basically all you do? Are you just the Seed Flare button? It might just be the Seed Flare button. Like, I'm not sure if there's any other purpose behind Shaman Sky, but it is not the worst one. It's not the worst one on the list, and you have to hand it to it. I'm gonna go ahead and put Shaman Sky probably top of D tier. Top of D tier. God, D tier's really getting filled up. Okay. All right. Seed Flare is Acid Spray at this point, which is cool. Yeah, it is cool, but like that's your restricted slot, you know? If that's your restricted slot, I don't know if it's worth it. Arceus. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's the thing. Where do you guys think Arceus is going? Where does chat think Arceus is going on this ranking? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. It's the only restricted, I believe, unless Hoopa. Does Hoopa Unbound have higher stats? It does. Hoopa Unbound does have like some higher stats. But Arceus has base 720. It is better than some restricteds. It is one of few mythicals that are just straight up better than restricteds. Why would you do this? Why would you let this thing into the format? It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. And the thing is, it's not even just one Arceus. You have Arceus Alt Skin 1, Arceus Alt Skin 2, Arceus Alt Skin 3, Arceus Alt Skin 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 18. There's 18 Arceus. And that's going to be what you face 99% of this meta. I'm not even going to lie. If you're going into a match and there isn't an Arceus, congratulations. He's extremely strong. Let me show you something. I think that normal Arceus, just regular normal type Arceus, is the best one. Why? Absolutely Mog's Calyrex Shadow. It's a normal type. Who is it scared of? It's scared of Zamazenta. How do you beat Zamazenta? With like a fire type or something? I don't know. Like what's a fire type that you can throw on here that's like a restricted? All the restricted suck. All the restricted fire types suck, but I suppose maybe you could do like Arceus Ho-Oh. You can even just put like a Chi-Yu. You could honestly just Ruinous Quartet plus Arceus. Not bad. Not bad, right? You use a Chen Pao to make it so your extreme speed one-shots everything. You definitely run like Terra Normal, right? Like there's no reason not to. Silk Scarfit. Clear Amulet. Actually, Clear Amulet's probably the best one. Swords Dance. Protect. Some kind of coverage. Let's go with Shadow Claw. So now you hit Calyrex. Just literally do this. Adamant. What's it take to be stronger than Dragonite? Just so we can like, we'll use Dragonite as like a base, just so I can feel like, you know, oh wow, we're stronger than Dragonite. Wow, you know. 204, right? Let's hit. You can't hit 204 because you're 120, but you're stronger than Dragonite because you have stab on it normally, right? It's strong. Arceus having a plate and then using, what was that? Oh, my keys just fell out of my pocket. I was like, what the hell? Arceus having a plate and then using Terra to change its type again is stupid. Yup. Yep. Yeah, you don't even have to run max attack. You can literally like get away with a pretty low attack stat if you're running Swords Dance. Straight up, just do that. You know what you do? You need to make sure you're faster than every other Arceus, because that's what it's going to come down to. You need to be the fastest Arceus. This format, buddy, it's going to be the whose Arceus is faster, or it's going to be the whose Arceus is Terra Ghost format. I am an advocate of just having a faster Arceus. So you know what I would say? I would say hit a number that you feel comfortable with. I think that outspeeding Urshifu is the bare minimum. 150 is the slowest your Arceus should be. So hit 151, because you know a lot of people are going to be 150, and then you just do that, and you do that, and then you click Terra Normal, Swords Dance, E-Speed, and that is what it is. It's a stupid Pokemon. You use the Chi-Yu to deal with the Zamazentas in the format. You use the Chen Pao to deal with everything else. And then we have other Arceus. Arceus Bug. Arceus Bug's going to be the one that you use the least. Arceus Dark will have some usage. Arceus Dragon's going to suck. Arceus Electric might be useful. Arceus Fire is probably going to be pretty good. Fire type is a really good type in this format, and we don't have a lot of fire type restricteds. Wait a minute. Can you have a different item on Arc? If does his Terra type determine? That can't be right, right? That can't be like, you have to have the plate, right? They didn't change it. He has to be flame plate, right? It's not the Terra type. Someone tell me they didn't change it. Someone tell me it should be holding a plate. Okay. That messed with me. I thought it would just default to plate. Okay. Yeah, no, you can run this Arceus. It gets Heat Wave. It gets Judgment. It gets Calm Mind. It gets Recover. He gets everything. He's so cool. He's so cool. You do Arceus Wo-Chen. Oh, Arceus Wo-Chen. Oh my god, it's real. Wo-Chen can finally be carried by God himself. Thank you, our Father, who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Straight up, like that's what Arceus is. He's gonna make Wo-Chang good, because you can just carry the snail on your back, bro. It gets cosmic power too. It gets cosmic power. It gets so much stuff. He gets everything. It's just stupid, man. He also gets Snarl. Whoever wins a tournament with support Terra Dark Snarl Arceus, hit me up. Give me the team. Does he get toxic? Ah, he doesn't get toxic. What poison moves do you get, bro? Not a lot. Okay, I was kind of hoping I could do like Terra Poison Arceus and Wo-Chang. It is what it is. Let's not beat around the bush any longer. That's S tier. That's just S tier. We can't even lie, man. I can't lie. I cannot lie. Is Keldeo in the game? I don't believe so. Oh, it is. Keldeo's in the game. It's not good. I'll let you know straight up. There's no reason to run Keldeo. There's no reason to run Keldeo. It's just, it's worse Urshifu, and I know it's a special attacker, and I know it lost Scald, so you have to run Hydro Pump now, and Secret Sword's kind of cool because you attack based on the defense and not the special defense, but that's like not useful at all. I can't make an argument for Keldeo in this format. It's nothing special. We're gonna go ahead and put it at like probably just above. Nah, I'll put it like right in between the two Deoxys, right in the middle. Meloetta. Meloetta might also be an F tier, I can't lie. So there's two forms, right? But it's not like you get to choose the form. The form is completely dependent on if you use Relic Song or not. And because of that, it's hard to justify using it at all. Because you have to click Relic Song. You have to click a special attack to use your close combat mon, right? Don't get me wrong, 128, that's good stats. I would run that. But you have to click a special attack to get your physical attack. And if you're running Meloetta and you use your stupid special attack, you use Relic Song, you can't use Relic Song because it's bad on it because you want to stay in that form. So you have to Hyper Voice. And I guess the stats aren't bad. It has a really good Calyrex matchup. That's not terrible. I suppose it's kind of cool. Like Hyper Voice, Expanding Force. You don't get all right, you know what? It doesn't get Expanding Force. That's you're probably going probably at the bottom. I don't even think you're Geochi. If you're a psychic type and you don't get Expanding Force, I don't know what you expect me to tell you. Victini is not in the game. Yeah, Victini's not. I wish it was. That'd be kind of cool. Genesect, I believe, is also not in the game. It's actually kind of funny how many Gen 5 like things are in this game, but like not the mythicals. DNC is in the game. I don't think it's very good. I don't think DNC's very good. DNC's gonna do very little for you. Trick Room, Body Press, Diamond Storm. I guess Diamond Storm Body Press isn't that bad. It's not terrible, actually. It hits both opponents and it has a 50% chance to raise your defense by 2. Actually, this guy might not be the worst. I actually kind of mess with this. Put leftovers on him. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. DNC might be cooking. Hold on. You get 8 of them too, and you can just okay, hold on. You know what? I mess with that. Let's put you here. Like that's not you're like here, right? I'll put you above Manaphy. That's an interesting mon. That's an interesting mon, you know? Okay. Hoopa. Both Hoopas. So base Hoopa, aka LeBron James, #1 Hoopa. It's not good. It's not good. It's slow. It's frail. It gets one shot by Calyrex. It's got a high special attack stat. Not worth using. I'm gonna have to throw base Hoopa in F tier. Have no idea how you're supposed to get away with that. You know, have no idea. Hoopa Unbound though, aka the Bronze Age, because you have two. You have Regular Hoopa and Hoopa Unbound, right? This is LeBron James. This is the Bronze Age. This thing also probably sucks, but don't get it hits really hard though. But it probably hits really hard. Here, look, expanding force. He probably has Snarl. He doesn't have Snarl. You got Dark Pulse, Trick Room, Protect. You probably Focus Sash it because you kind of need it. And then you got something going on here. You have a Pokemon that is undeniable. You could even Tail Room with it. I think like 113 speed modest, right? Sound like that. That's not bad. What's its move again? Hyperspace Fury and Hyperspace Hole. I don't think you'd ever run Hyperspace Fury. Maybe you could. I guess if you were to run like a Hyperspace Fury set, it would have to be like a physical set, and you'd probably have to be like Scarf. And then it would be kind of like an alley-oop, you know? It'd be like Jolly. Can you outspeed Calyrex Shadow? You can't outspeed Calyrex Shadow. That's pretty bad. You take neutral damage and you probably live the hit, but not outspeeding Calyrex Shadow is pretty bad. It would be kind of an alley-oop situation where you outspeed your restricted mon, break the protect, and then hit it. That's kind of interesting, but I think with that, I think that it's going to be like a B tier, probably below Darkrai. Probably just below Darkrai. Actually, I'd even hazard to put it below Diancie. And I might move Manaphy down to like C. Yeah, that makes more sense. We have Volcanion. What is this? Does he have 600? Yeah. 80 HP, 120 defense, 130 special attack, 90 special defense. It doesn't seem bad. I mean, it's good into... It's pretty good into Koraidon. Terrible into Miraidon. Good into Koraidon, terrible into Miraidon. Water Absorb means it's insanely good into Kyogre, so that's kind of cool. You have Steam Eruption. I don't know if it's ever worth running as your restricted. So that's the hard part. Here's the funny thing. You have to literally... You're either putting it next to Arceus or you're choosing it over Arceus. That's what this format is, right? You have to keep that in mind. I don't think it's worth it. It's just like an offensive special attacker. You get the same value out of very particular Pokemon. You would have to run this thing next to like Groudon for max value, maybe. Well, not really, because Steam Eruption, not quite. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it. I think it's pretty bad. Let's put it here. D tier is super full. It's super full. I might put him here actually. Yeah. You're allowed to use 2 mythicals, right? Yes. You're allowed to use 1 mythical and 1 restricted, or 2 mythicals and no restricteds, or 2 restricteds and no mythicals. They pull from the same pool. It's the same resource. So just pretend that all the mythicals are also restricteds now. That's how it works. Okay, everyone, here's Magearna. Everyone in chat, guess where Magearna's gonna go? Everyone in chat, guess. Who knows where Magearna's gonna end up on this list? Who knows? Actually, I might have to reorganize how I do this list. And the reason I have to reorganize how I do this list is because of Magearna. I might have to reorganize the list strictly because of Magearna. It is the TR God. It is the TR God. Okay, you know what I'm actually going to do? I don't think Magearna is on the same level as Arceus. I think Arceus is just objectively broken. Here's what we're going to do. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're moving down. You're all moving down. You're moving down. Welcome home, Magearna. I think that's a more accurate representation of the list now. I think that makes more sense. Magearna's interesting. And the reason Magearna's interesting is because it has a broken ability, but it is not as strong as Arceus. Arceus has way more stupid stuff it can do. Magearna has one stupid thing it can do. A really stupid thing it can do, but it's very good at it. You know? Sorry if you answered this question, but if mythicals could be used freely and didn't take a restricted slot, would it make that big of a difference for D-tier mons? Yes, if mythicals were not pulling from the same resource as restricteds, you could get away with running a lot more of these Pokemon. At the moment, not recommended at all. These mons are awful. Okay. Let me explain to you what Magearna is capable of doing. Let's do a hypothetical Reg D team, or Reg J team. And this is going to be the first team that I use after this. It's Magearna. We'll do Magearna original because we're cool like that. Calyrex Ice and Scarf Annihilate. Now this Scarf Annihilate has one job, and it is to make sure by any means necessary that we get that Trick Room off. So we're running Jolly Nature, Choice Scarf, Defiant, Final Gambit, Close Combat, not Uproar, U-Turn, and Shadow Claw. And what we do is this Annihilate has a higher HP than most Pokemon in the game. And you lead off with Magearna, and you Trick Room. Why is this really strong? And you probably go like Terra Fairy or Terra Water. Let's go Terra Water, right? Terra Water is probably its best Terra. And you run... Does it get Moonblast or does it have to Dazzling Gleam? It has to Floor Cannon. You run Flash Cannon, Dazzling Gleam, and then it's either Protect or Floor Cannon. I'm going to be a Dazzling Gleam advocate. But you probably run like a Modest Nature. You hit like the first bump. Max out its bulk, right? 0 speed. Not Modest Nature, Quiet Nature. Quiet Nature. Calyrex, you're going to run like the Clear Amulet. If I could find the freaking L button. Clear Amulet, Terra Water, why not? Glacial Lance, Protect, Trick Room, High Horsepower, who cares, right? Max HP, Max Attack, 4 Defense, Brave Nature, 0 Speed. And here's why these three Pokemon are so stupid next to each other. If you lead off Magearna and Annihilate, and you Final Gambit the Pokemon threatening the Magearna and get that Trick Room off, Magearna gets a special attack boost. Let's throw leftovers on here. Who cares? Magearna gets a special attack boost. 2, in fact. Soul Heart. This Pokemon's special attack is increased by 1 stage whenever another Pokemon faints. That includes the opposing Pokemon that got Final Gambited and the Annihilate that used Final Gambit. Magearna now has +2 special attack. Calyrex hits the field. Calyrex, let's say hypothetically Calyrex gets a KO with Glacial Lance. You know who gets a boost from that? Both Calyrex and Magearna. Their biggest weakness is the fact that they have to be both weak to Fire-type moves. So I guess run those on your team. What is it? I think the biggest Terra winner, it finally has coverage for fire types. Magearna has, oh yeah, Terra Water, like Terra Blast could be good. But yeah, like this is, yeah, you should always EV your Arceus to live Final Gambit. It's extremely important. Which, let's see, like how much would that take to live Final Gambit? Yeah, never run less than 217 HP on your Arceus, so 218 minimum. Yeah, I was running max HP anyway, so yeah, isn't that stupid? Anyways, yeah, that's A tier. It can do one thing, but it does it really good. It does it really good. Marshadow, you're not in the game. Zeraora, I don't believe is in the game either. Zeraora, Marshadow. We're talking about how many mythicals were in Gen 7. That was crazy. Melmetal's not in the game. Zarude is in the game. And you know what? I'm going to say it. Zarude is worse than Wo-Chien. I love Wo-Chien. I don't even hate Zarude. I like grass dark types. I'm a Brute Bonnet believer. This guy's not worth running. That's an F tier. Like, it's 105. You have Jungle Healing. You know who else has a move like Jungle Healing? It's called freaking Cresselia. Just run Cresselia. It doesn't take away your restricted slot. Let's go ahead and throw him like here. Okay. Next up is Pecharunt. I'm gonna put Pecharunt right here, at the bottom of D tier. And why is Pecharunt at the bottom of D tier? Because Pecharunt's interesting, but it's not good. Pecharunt is interesting, but bad. And that's because Poison Puppeteer and Poison Gas. If you were to run Pecharunt, it would be on a pure stall team. Poison Puppeteer makes it so any Pokemon poisoned by Pecharunt gets confused, and that's about it. Pecharunt is absurdly bulky. It doesn't have access to Trick Room or anything, but it does have Recover, so it'd be like Poison Gas, Recover, Protect, and like Hex. Like that's your moveset usually. Toxic Chain's also quite good. You could run Toxic Chain over Recover or Protect if you really wanted to. Is it not Toxic Chain? What's its move? Malignant Chain, my bad. Malignant Chain. It has a 50% chance to badly poison the target. This is a leftovers bot. Absolutely needs leftovers. It's just bad, but it's fun. It's bad, but fun. So yeah, that's my tier list. I might move Dancy here, and yeah, I think this is pretty accurate. This is pretty accurate. You would use Pecharunt on like Wheezing Dondozo teams? Yeah, like that's like the main place you would put it is like Dondozo. But it would only be worth it if it didn't take up the restricted slot. If these mons didn't take up restricted slots, then I don't know. Like it's so bad right now for them that they have to do that. But yeah, that is going to be it for the tier list. We're gonna go ahead and start building some teams.